Hi, I'm Stephanie McGurr with EGS Marketing Solutions, and I'm thrilled to be here today to talk to you about a critical component of your marketing strategy. We're going to be developing your avatar or your ideal client profile. My preference is to call it an avatar. Today, we're going to be discussing why it's important to create your avatar. We'll talk about what an avatar is in general, and then we're also going to talk about how knowing your avatar will benefit your marketing strategy and drive all of your efforts in your marketing campaigns. And step by step, we'll develop your avatar together to build a powerful and creative avatar that will drive results. So let's start with the basics. An avatar is your ideal client profile, also called an ICP or even a persona. All of these different terms simply refer to a detailed description of your ideal customer, the person who would benefit the most from your product or service and who is most likely to buy from you. If I happen to switch between these phrases, just know that I'm talking about the same thing. You can think of the avatar as the blueprint for your perfect customer. It includes the details about their demographics, behaviors, needs, wants, pain points, and even what motivates their buying decisions. Now, this is not about guessing who your customer is. It's about building a data driven profile with research backed information, and it represents your most valuable customer or client. And this avatar can work for any business in any industry, whether you have a customer, a client, whether your business is a one time purchase, repetitive purchases, membership model, or ongoing services as a retainer. It does not matter the type of industry that you're in. You need an avatar, and knowing your avatar will help you define those products and services. So, now let's talk about how developing an avatar is not just a marketing exercise, it's also a core component of your company's branding. Your brand is more than just your logo or tagline. It's how your company is perceived and how you connect with your audience on an emotional level. And your avatar plays a crucial role in shaping that perception. Now, here's how. First, it clarifies your brand voice. When you know your ideal client and who they are, you can craft a voice that speaks directly to them. For example, is your brand casual and approachable, or is it formal and professional? That decision doesn't matter. What matters is that it speaks to your ideal client and the one that you're trying to drive traffic to. It also helps you shape your brand identity. Your avatar helps determine the visuals, the tone, and the messaging that resonates with your audience. From the colors you choose to the language you use, everything aligns with your customers' preferences. With your brand identity, it all encompasses this feeling, this familiarity. And when your avatar can recognize your brand and connect with that familiar feeling, it's building that know, like, and trust factor. And it makes them want to purchase from you more quickly, or they feel more comfortable doing so. And last, it builds brand loyalty. A strong avatar ensures that your brand meets your audience's needs and it makes them feel understood, creating a deeper emotional connection. In short, your avatar ensures that your branding is customer centric, it is consistent, and it's compelling. Now, why is creating an avatar important? Well, first of all, it is focused marketing. By knowing your avatar, this means that you can tailor your marketing messages directly to the people who are most likely to buy. There's no more wasting time or money targeting the wrong audience. When you know who you're targeting and where they are, you spend your ad budget wisely. And even if you're not paying for ads, you spend your time budget wisely, focusing on the right platforms. It helps build stronger connections. You'll create messages and campaigns that truly resonate with your audience because you understand them on a deeper level. Now, I would say that if you're speaking to everyone, not just your avatar, you're really speaking to no one. And in a sense, you're not connecting with them at all. It helps you develop a higher ROI. Targeting the right audience means that you'll simply see better results, more leads, more sales, and more loyalty from your customers. And it helps you have efficient resource allocation. So, whether it's time or budget or effort, knowing your avatar ensures that every resource is used wisely and efficiently. Now, let's take this a step further. Here's how an avatar can transform your business. In product development, you'll design products or services that meet the exact needs of your audience. And if you've already got your products and services defined, you can customize them when you get deeper with your avatar and you understand more about what they want and also more about what they need. It helps you develop personalized marketing. You can craft messages that feel like they were written specifically for your customers. When you have that personal touch, it feels like you're talking directly to them and it feels like you understand them. And it helps, again, build that know, like, trust factor. It also helps with improving customer retention. When your customers feel understood, they stick around longer. And lastly, it helps with your sales alignment. With your sales team being a part of your branding and marketing on your behalf, it helps you focus on high value leads that are already a great fit, whether it's you doing the selling or a sales team doing it for you. When you focus on those high value leads that are already a great fit, it shortens the sales cycle and it allows you to be able to get a yes to your services or your products quicker because it's not a sales process. It's just simply providing them with something that they already know that they want and that they need. And it's a simple yes. Ultimately, your avatar acts as a compass and it helps guide your entire branding decision and marketing strategy for your business. Now, moving on, we're going to talk about the categories of focus. Now that we can understand the importance of what the avatar is and how it fits into your marketing strategy, we're going to dive into the practical side of creating your own avatar or your ideal client profile. So, we're going to focus on 6 different categories or topics where we're going to break them down into detailed questions. And this is an area where you will spend a lot of time and effort. You should pause the video, you should listen to the questions, and have a brainstorming session about all of these questions. You want to go really, really deep. And if you answer one question, I encourage you to think about it again and think about it a little bit deeper. If you answer a question, ask yourself why, and then answer it again. The deeper you go, the deeper the relationship you can build, and the stronger the connection to your avatar. So, the areas of focus that we're about to work on are going to be key demographics, lifestyles and behaviors, pain points and frustrations, wants and goals, purchase drivers, and objections to buying. In each of these areas, we'll break it down step by step. So listen to the list of questions I'm about to go through for each of these different areas and go through it one by one. And remember to go deeper by asking yourself why and trying to get a little bit deeper into the meaning of each of these answers. So the first category that we're going to go into is demographics. Now, demographics are the foundational details about your ideal customer. You really don't have to go deep here. This is simply going to be basic knowledge and information. So, how old are they? What is their gender? What is their marital status? Are they married, single, divorced? Do they have kids or maybe grandkids? What is their income level or household income? What is their level of education? What industry do they work in? And what is their job title? Where do they live? Is it urban, rural? Is it near you, far away? So that location or region is important. These are simply the basic details of a person that helps you understand who they are very generically. And a lot of people make the mistake when they create their avatar of stopping here. They just think they need to know the basic questions of who they are, where they live, how much money they make, and can they afford my products or services. But this is where you're going to take the next step and you're going to go a little bit deeper with the next set of questions, which is lifestyle and behaviors. Understanding your audience's lifestyle and behaviors gives you insight into how they engage with your brand. So you can ask, what does their day to day life look like? What do they do for fun? Where do they spend their time online, such as social media platforms, blogs, forums? What brands or influencers do they follow in those places? And where do they spend their time offline? Do they read books or magazines? Do they attend events, conferences? What are their hobbies and interests? Is it work related? Is it that fun stuff that they enjoy doing? Is it around their kids and their just simple life situation right now? Do they prefer email, phone, or in person communication? And are they tech savvy? All of these individual information points will help you get even deeper with your avatar and understand them in a little bit better of a manner. And when you learn about where they attend events or conferences or spend time online with blogs and influencers or social media, you'll also learn more about where you should spend your marketing efforts and the platforms and locations where you can spend time potentially marketing at events and conferences or focusing your online efforts with social media platforms or potentially guest posting on blogs. There's so much potential that you can do with knowing the lifestyle and behavior of your avatar. So, next, we're going to move into the pain points and frustrations. This is one of the most critical areas to understand. And here I want you to get super deep. You need to ask yourself, what challenges or problems do they face in their daily life? What frustrates them about the products or services in your industry? What are they afraid of, or what keeps them up at night with worry? What are the obstacles that are standing in their way of achieving their goals? And how does it feel to face these frustrations? Your marketing should address these pain points directly, and it also should show how your product or service eliminates those pain points. And it's okay to develop some pain points that may or may not have anything to do with your product or service. Because if their frustrations and pain points relate to the values that they have and the goals that they have, which we're about to talk about, then you'll see how you can tie it back into your products and services if it's related in a different way. So, whether it's directly or indirectly related to your services, you should really go deep on the pain points and frustrations. Now, the next area that we are going to talk about, like I mentioned, is the wants and the goals. To build trust with your audience, you need to know what they truly want and desire. Ask what their personal or professional goals are. What does success look like for them? You can ask yourself, what aspirations or dreams do they have for themselves or maybe for others around them? How does your product or service align with their vision for success? And what values do they have? Maybe what are their secret desires? When you know these goals, you can show them how your brand can help them achieve those goals. And this is where, when you get really, really deep and you get into their values and their secret desires, you can uncover some things that they might not even realize themselves, and how your product or service will help them solve something bigger and even more meaningful in their lives. So you may think that, oh, I'm just selling a simple thing, a simple product or a simple service. But when it comes down to really, really helping them achieve something that they want, whether it's relieving a pain point or getting success with a goal or a desire, then that's where you're going to eliminate the sales process entirely and you're turning it into a yes conversation. Now, in our next topic, we're going to go to key purchase drivers. So, we're going to talk about what drives their purchasing decisions. And here, I want you to ask yourself, why would they buy your product or service in the first place? What specific problem are they looking to solve? Do they value price, quality, convenience, or something else? And what features or benefits are most important to them? And what triggers them to make a purchase? Is it an event, a need, a desire, or maybe one of those frustrations and pain points? When we talk about these things, one thing I'd like to remind you of is that it might not be that your product and service will solve everything in their life, right? If you have a product for a busy mom, which I'll go into an example later on. But if you have a product or a service for a busy mom, you are not going to solve every chaotic moment in their life. You are not going to take away the fact that they have too many things to handle, but you will solve one thing for them. And that one thing will provide such relief, or they will get such value out of it that they will be happy that they did it. And that's where we're talking about going super deep with those pain points and wants and aspirations. So the idea is not to think about your product or service as solving everything in your life. Again, what is the trigger to make them make the purchase, and what is the one thing you're solving? The next step that we're talking about is objections to buying. So we've talked about what makes them want to buy. Now we're going to talk about what makes them not want to buy, or what prevents them from purchasing. So here you want to ask yourself, what concerns or doubts might they have about your product or service? What are the price barriers that they might have? Is there a price that's too high? Is price a barrier at all? Do they need social proof, like reviews or testimonials, to feel confident in making that decision? Do they have any bad experiences from similar products or services from the past that you're going to need to overcome? And are there any common objections that you hear often, or any deal killers that are just an immediate no? If you know these common objections, and if you know these pain points, not pain points for themselves, but objections to buying pain points, if you know why they would say no, you can face that head on, and you can call that out in advance and show how your product or service overcomes those objections and is the right choice. And so you remove the barrier before they even have a chance to ask. So let's turn those hesitations into conversations. Now, the next topic we're going to talk about is pulling it all together. And here we will talk about how we're going to pull in everything that we have just worked through. We've got all 6 topics outlined, and you now have a clear and detailed profile of your ideal client. So now I'm going to read through an example for you for a med spa. So let's say you are a med spa business owner, and your ideal client is a busy mom who is looking for self-care. So that's a very simple way to say that's your ideal client. But here's the avatar that we've developed. Amanda is a 38-year-old working mom from Austin, Texas. She's a female, married, with 2 children, ages 6 and 9. Emily earns $95,000 a year as a project manager and holds a bachelor's degree. She's a busy mom whose days are packed. She balances work, school drop-offs, soccer practices, and family dinners. She rarely has time for herself and spends her evenings scrolling Instagram and Pinterest for self-care tips and beauty trends because she doesn't think she has time for anything else. She values convenience, and she prefers services that are quick and effective. Now, in her pain points and frustrations, Amanda feels exhausted and overwhelmed. She struggles to find time for herself, and she feels guilty about prioritizing self-care when her family needs her. She also feels self-conscious about fine lines and dull skins, maybe some new wrinkles that she sees appearing over time, but she's really hesitant to commit because of the potential expense, or maybe she doesn't want anything too invasive. For her wants and goals, Amanda wants to look and feel refreshed without spending hours at an appointment. She doesn't have time for that. And she also thinks that's going to be too expensive. She looks for pampering services that offer visible results, make her feel great, but also fit into her busy schedule. And when all of those things fit, she's willing to pay the value of what those services are worth. On those purchase drivers, Amanda values convenience, affordability, and trusted recommendations. She's drawn to med spas with glowing customer reviews because she feels like she can trust them, a friendly and approachable vibe, and she wants simple, non-invasive treatments like facials, chemical peels, or Botox. If someone offers a special offer or a membership plan, that would very much appeal to Amanda. For objections to buying, Amanda worries about spending too much money on herself, or if, that fear of, will those treatments even work? I'm going to spend the money. That's where those reviews and testimonials come in handy. She also wants to avoid high pressure sales tactics and avoid overly clinical environments. Now, this profile gives us a very detailed, very in depth knowledge about Amanda and all of those concerns that she has around the concept of the services that a med spa provides. We know what she values and how a med spa can meet her needs. So, with this information, you can create marketing messages very custom and specific to Amanda. And you can also develop special offers and ad campaigns or create experiences that make Amanda feel confident and excited about choosing your spa for her self care needs. Now, do you hear the difference? Do you understand the depth of connection that you have to Amanda and that she can develop with your med spa because you know her so well? As opposed to just saying, I'm looking for a busy mom who wants some self care. So that is what we're looking to create in your business, no matter the industry and no matter what product or service you sell. I encourage you to go super deep with this and develop this, even if it feels corny or awkward. Have fun with it and give this person a name. Now, as final thoughts today, we're going to wrap it up by taking the time I want you to really take the time to complete this in detail. Creating an avatar is not a nice to have. It's a must have for any business that wants to thrive in today's competitive market. When you know your ideal client, you can create campaigns that resonate, products that solve real problems, and experiences that keep customers coming back. I can't stress enough how you need to spend time working through this exercise and developing your avatar. And I can't wait to hear the stories about what you've created and how it is changing the scope of your marketing efforts.